Good morning, everybody on YouTube. This is Rick Thomas from Obsolete Video Services. Alright, guys, you've been watching my videos on this new color corrector unit that I just got. This thing is fantastic. And so what I'm doing is I'm redesigning my system since I have two racks. That rack is pretty much going to be my input for doing analog, files to like a PC and various other things. So that's going to be it's standalone rack for plugging in things if I just need to use PC capture, that type of thing. But we're going to be getting a couple more of these ProRes recorders, and because I'm going to be doing more of the ProRes direct recordings for customers, TV stations, because I have been getting an awful lot of calls about ProRes files. A lot of people do not want MPEG-4 and all these compressed files, but a lot of people care and a lot of people don't. Since I'm going to be dealing with broadcast television stations for master copies for on-air stuff, I'm going to need to pick up a couple more ProRes recorders. So, case in point, it brings me to the point of redesigning my system a little bit. Alright, I did a little investigating, and this is really a fantastic possibility. I didn't even realize I would be able to do this, but in general, you normally couldn't do something like this. But since we've got two of the same company, or it's unit casings of this from the same company for it, which makes the same thing, time-based corrector, which is that time-based corrector unit down there, and this is the color corrector. It's the exact same case. So I sat there thinking to myself, why don't I split up the cards? 6 time-based correctors and 6 color correctors in this one, and 6 in that one. In most cases, you can't do that because you need other configuration parts to be able to actually be able to do that. But I was reading Foray's service manual the other day, and it says if you have certain models, you would be able to actually swap out cards from one box to another box, and the power units are exactly the same, should be able to power the cards. So I sat there thinking to myself, is it possible I have the interchangeable boxes? If so, I could swap out 6 cards in this one and 6 cards in that one. So both of these units will have color correction and time-based correction capability. So I went online and started looking, and sure enough, the models that I have, which are the same models, as you can see, the tan color would be for the time-based corrector. They went with tan, and then they went with the black for the color correction. All right, it's the exact same boxes. So I was concerned, are they interchangeable? Are the power supplies going to work? Is that going to be the same power outputs for these things? And then you got to consider the actual plug-in rails that are inside these things. You got these rails that the back cards plug into with the actual connectors that go to the back of the unit. So keeping all that in mind, I just wanted to make sure the configuration was going to work before I went through all this. But this is going to save me a lot, because I can make this more of an indigenous rack and be able to do ProRes with ProRes recorders and have time-based correction available with analog, as well as just going SDI out on these decks, since I don't need to use time-based correction with these really. I'm just going to run the SDI converters so I can do composite as well with time-based correction and color correction to the actual recorders. So this is going to give me a flexibility unit with time-based correction cards and color correction cards. Was not sure I would be able to actually do that. So we have some great news. Boy, oh boy, am I glad I thought of this. Even though this wasn't a box of all time-based correction cards, we're just going to split them up. 6 and 6. 6 for one, 6 color correction cards and 6 time-based correction in one, 6 and 6 in this one. Now, the question is, will it work? Now, in general, you should be able to they should be compatible, and you should be able to pop them in and swap them out. No, that's not the case. Since this one is SDI cards for SDI, the configuration is different. And that one is for composite connectors. That's different as well. The SDI was a big worry here because the SDI rails are different, but they are still interchangeable. I am really blown away by this. I'm about to show you. All right, we're going to be installing a SDI converter box for these converter boxes, which is going to go up on top here, and that's going to give me the analog input through time base and color correction standalone using a little rack like that. So we got one of these on order. This is going to solve some of my problems. But on top of it, all right, you see all this on my desk, you're probably going, holy crap. Well, yeah, it is a holy crap situation. But I was looking at the service manual on these cards, and yes, these decks are interchangeable. You can swap them out, but you have to do some configuration to the boxes. So let me show you how you do this. So I'm going to be combining 6 color cards and 6 time-based correction cards in one box, 6 in 6 in another box. Now these are the TBC cards, okay? As you can tell, they look exactly like the color correction cards. But when you look on the end, look at that plug. See that plug, how different that is? Okay. And then on the color correction card, the plug is quite different. All right. So, we're going to show you how we're going to do this. Now, to make it possible to do 6 in one box and 6 in the other box, I also have to convert not only the cards, but the plug-in connectors in the back for the SDI analog connections on these. So I want you to take a look at this. They are absolutely right. These are compatible, but you do have to make some configurations to it. This is going to save my ass big time for getting things done easier and connecting different things the way I want to do it. All right, on your left is this one. As you can see, this is the plug that plugs in for the time-based correctors. Now, when you put these side by side, now this is the SDI and this is the one for analog. When you put them side by side, of course, this card extends farther for these cards, okay, and this one doesn't. But the power connector, which is this black one here, is exactly in the same spot as the other one. So what does that mean? All you need to worry about is the power, and the power connectors are in the exact same spots. So that means all I have to do is swap out these back connecting cards and the actual cards that I'm putting in, and we'll be able to configure 6 color correction cards and 6 time-based correction cards in one box. Meaning, yes, it is possible. So I actually did get my dream. I'm going to get another rack of time-based correctors and color correctors on this side, and then another rack of time-based correctors and color correctors on that side. So we're going to actually be able to make this possible. I was not even thinking it was possible until I read the service manual, thinking to myself, if they're the exact same box, you should be able to plug and play them, right? No, wrong, you can't. The biggest holdup is these back panels, which these screw in. They're panel connectors, but theoretically, yeah, you couldn't just plug one card in one box and the other because the plugs in the back are different. But the only thing I'm concerned about is the power connectors, and those are in exact same spot, and the power supplies on these units are absolutely identical. So all I have to do is plug and play and swap. So we're going to put in 6 of these analog ones in this box over here on this side. So all the time-based corrections, 6 of them are going to go on this side. So all I got to do is take these 6 analog ones and swap them in, and then put these 6 cards in its place. Then we're going to take these SDI color correcting card ones. These particular 6 are going to go in this box down here with the other time-based correction cards. So we're going to actually be able to make 2 boxes with 6 time-based correction cards and 6 color correction cards in each box. So this side here, I'll have more flexibility. Instead of running cables and everything else, I'd be able to do it all in the same box. This was a complete shock to me. I was not expecting this at all. I came upon this last night when I was reading the service manual, that you can configure these, but you have to configure them with the back panel connectors as well and swap them out. The power setup on these boxes are identical. It's just that they use different plugs for the connectors in the back that run the power and the video connections for each card, because they're designed different, slightly different. So this is going to be huge when I get this done. But I just wanted to show you guys a video of this. We're actually going to be able to combine 2 units, 6 and 6. 6 time-based correctors, 6 color correctors in each box. Now that I know I can actually swap them out and mix and match. Hope you enjoyed this video.